to the 25th of May 2023. My name is Cyril Aloysius, and I'm saying a big thank you to you for joining us on another interesting episode of the newspaper review here on FAB TV. I'm not alone today. Kosi Umobodo is here to look at the papers with me. Kosi, you're welcome.
Thank you
How
so
do you do?
much. I'm fine. I'm
Trust you
good.
had a good night rest.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so I'll be starting first by looking at the Vanguard newspaper, and headlines here in the Vanguard says on page 5, refinery, we will ask Dangote to sell Forex at good rates. Refinery, we will ask Dangote to sell Forex at good rates, according to Emefiele. That story is on page 5 of the Vanguard. And next on the Vanguard here on page 9 says, pressure on me. Can't wait for May 29th. Pressure on me. Can't wait for May 29th. That's Buhari saying on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. Okay. On page 41, this one says, Keyamo to Buhari. Keyamo to Buhari. It's unconstitutional to appoint Minister of State. Keyamo to Buhari. It's unconstitutional to appoint Minister of State. That story is on page 41 of the Vanguard. On page 41, still on page 41, we have Baja, deputy, clash at plenary. Baja, deputy, clash at plenary. That's on page 41 as well. On page 9, this one says Paris Club debt. Paris Club debt. Federal government to stop deductions from states' account. Paris Club debt. Federal government to stop deductions from state accounts. That's on page 9. And on page 7 now, this one is the sad news here. We have Tina Turner, queen of rock and roll, dies at 83. Tina Turner, queen of rock and roll, dies at 83. That's on page 7 of the Vanguard. And lastly, in the Vanguard for today, this one here on page 8, says PPI, bureaucracy, others scuttle delivery of 25,000 megawatts, according to investigation. PPI, bureaucracy, others scuttle delivery of 25,000 megawatts. That's according to investigation on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. Okay, Kosi, please let me get your thoughts on the story here on page 9. It's concerning Buhari saying that the pressure is mounting on him and he cannot wait for May 29th to come. What do you make of that particular headline? Is it funny?
It's very funny.
Obviously,
because
it's funny.
when you talk about like being pressured, or when he talks about pressure on him, so me, I was wondering, like, why would he be pressured to leave the office? You understand? He said pressure on me, that he can't wait to leave office. But looking at it, you'll be like, what has he done? Like,
Really,
what
yeah.
are his achievements over the 8 years, over the past 8 years, for him to be for him to want to just leave the office like that? You understand? As if he's somebody that has worked really hard and we've seen the impact of his achievements, we'll be like, yeah, he has done well. He has done his best. You understand? But being pressured is not. To me, my own interpretation of that
right?
Pressure on him is he's tired of being of looting. You understand? Looting federal funds. He's tired of engaging in all this corruption and all that. You understand?
Okay.
So to me, if you talk about Buhari's achievement over the years, I won't say that. I won't kind of say that he didn't do anything. He did something quite all right. But in terms of security, he didn't do anything in it. Because he said this thing, mostly security, because life first before anything.
What happened to the educational sector?
I'm still coming there because even during his time, during the past 8 years, ASU has embarked on 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Which I even encountered twice during my days in university. You understand? So if you look at it, you'll be like, what are his achievements? What has he done during the last 8 years that will say, okay, yes, he did something? And if you look at his past during his military regime, because he was a military president then. That was he led a bloodless coup.
Okay.
That was 1983 to 1985. You understand?
Okay.
So, and during his own time, during those from 1983 to 1985, if you look at his achievement, then you know that he didn't really do much too. The only thing, the things he
So
did
it's more
there
like
was
a repeat
a
of
repeat
his
of
time
exactly. Even when he entered the seat,
in
people
the
were like,
military
ah,
regime.
exactly, maybe he has changed or something. Because during his time, during the military regime, he
Almost
sacked over
the
1 million
same suffering.
workers. Imagine. He even banned the National Association of Medical, the National Medical Association. He even banned the National Medical Resident Association too. He even introduced tuition into this thing, the education system. Before, there was nothing like a school fees.
Okay.
During Obasanjo regime, during his regime, that was 1976 to 1979. Yeah, that because he took over from Muhammad, Muhammad, Murtala Muhammad, after he died. May his soul rest in peace. Then he took over. When he took over, it was even Obasanjo that I would say that, yeah, he did something. Because during Obasanjo, he introduced that basic education. During Obasanjo that time, he made sure he focused on agriculture. You understand? He even introduced something called Operation Feed the Nation. Like, he made sure, because then before his tenure, Nigerians were
There were
centered
schemes to
on
reach out
petroleum.
to the ordinary Nigerian during Obasanjo's time.
Exactly. And also before his time, Nigerians were centered in petroleum, because that was when, during that time, they discovered petroleum in Nigeria.
Okay.
So our economic sector was deep rooted in petroleum.
Petroleum.
You understand? But during Obasanjo time, he had to centralize it. He had to he had to diversify the economic system.
Okay.
You understand? Because then, saying that even Gowon, during Gowon time, Gowon was like, the problem of Nigeria is not what to use money, it's not money. The problem is how to spend the money.
Okay.
Just imagine Nigeria. There was a time Nigeria had so much opportunity. We are so blessed in all you that our money was enough that Gowon had to go to Grenada to start paying for their workers.
Even the agricultural sector is another sector that has been neglected for over the years.
Exactly. So
a sector that has actually kept the nation running before the discovery of oil.
You understand? So it was during, because after Gowon, that was when Murtala Mohammed, then Obasanjo. You understand? So when Obasanjo came in, he had to diversify the economy, Nigeria economy. So it wouldn't only center on petroleum. But let's go back to those farming days, those
so you're saying we need to go back to the drawing board.
Exactly, because
and
we are rich.
The agricultural sector.
Exactly. We are rich. We are rich in mineral resources. We have nice places where you can cultivate and it will grow well. There are people that, as in Nigeria is so blessed that we never for once experience all these natural disasters.
Corruption.
Like earthquake. I'm just wondering if Nigeria is like maybe countries like US or that experience all these hurricane, all these earthquake and all that, what would have been our fate? Because not only will be suffering from corruption, and insecurity, we'll also be suffering from earthquake, all these natural disasters. You understand? So I feel even if he's saying he's being pressured, he just wants to go. He just wants to go. I know being the president of a federation like Nigeria, it's not easy. But to me, I feel he didn't really do much for him to be saying something. So
you're saying what he said here on page 9 is quite laughable.
It's quite laughable.
Okay, Kosi, thank you for your contribution on that headline. Let's move straight now to the Guardian newspaper for more interesting headlines. This one here on page 6 of the Guardian, it's actually the boldest headline in the Guardian. It says, MPC shuns bleeding economy, raises interest rates to 18.5%. MPC shuns bleeding economy, raises interest rates to 18.5%. Okay, details of this headline is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And on page, still on page 6, this one says, Buhari retains cabinet till May 29th. 6 Senate approval for judgment debts. Buhari retains cabinet till May 29th. 6 Senate approval for judgment debts. That story is on page 6 as well of The Guardian. And over now to page 18. So it says, Naira faces downside risk. Slumps to 760 Naira per dollar at black market. Naira faces downside risk. Slumps to 760 Naira per dollar at black market. That's on page 18 of The Guardian newspaper. And this one here says Buhari's fragile pieces, an economic scorecard for full of trauma. Buhari's fragile pieces, an economic scorecard full of trauma. Okay, and on page 3 here, this one says speakership. Bajabiamila, Washe clash as Ugo Chinyere, 62 others, okay, Abbas, Kalu. That story is on page 3 of The Guardian. And on page 3, still on page 3, so it says Senate presidency. Izuna So leads Akpabio, Yari, Kalu in APC's media assessment. Izuna So leads Akpabio, Yari, Kalu in APC's media assessment. That's on page 3 as well. And lastly, in The Guardian for today, this one on page 3 says, concerns as Buhari allegedly waives 70 billion naira spectrum fee for telcos. Concerns as Buhari allegedly waives 70 billion naira spectrum fee for telcos. That's on page 3 as well of The Guardian newspaper. That's the much you can take on The Guardian. So Kosi, please let me hear your thoughts on the story here on page 6. Still on Buhari, retaining his cabinet till May 29th. As he seeks Senate approval for judgment debts.
This is like contradicting himself from the
first paper,
because he said he's being pressured to, like, he's under pressure to leave. He just
office.
wants to leave. He wants to, according to what he said he has missed tending to his cows, his ancestral cows in Dara, Castina. And if you look at it, to be like, he missed leaving office, but he's busy inaugurating, swearing in federal revenue mobilization. You understand? He sworn about 7 persons in. He even, in terms of health sector, made Vice President Osibanjo in charge of the reform, made health reform.
But think of it this way: just because he actually wants to leave, doesn't mean he shouldn't go about his duties. Then
he shouldn't. Okay, quite all right. Why didn't he do all these things before this? You understand? It's as if, that moment, it's kind of eye service.
Okay.
You understand? Because something you're supposed to, you had a whole full 8 years to do all these things. And it was just weeks to your leaving the office. That was when you started noticing all this. Do you know, there was a time, during those times, there was something that trended then. They said, every time if you are looking at me like, Buhari in shocked that this happened, I'll be like, what? Like, he has media, publicist. He has Minister of Information. Is it that they are not
talking to him?
Is it that they are not telling him all these things, that he's always in shock?
How come he's always in shock?
In shock of news. Whenever news comes, he'll be like, Buhari in shock that this thing happened and this thing happened. You understand? So he wants to leave the office. He should dissolve his ministers before. That's the order of this thing, so that incoming government will appoint his own ministers. You understand? So it won't be like, even when he was saying he knows that some of them won't be retained in the office. You understand? So me, I was like, waiting. What is his business? Whether he will be, and he said he knows he's one of them. He said he wants to leave. Then why is he? I don't know. You understand?
Yeah.
So I just feel that him saying he wants to leave is not really. He's not really saying it whole-mindedly. You understand?
Okay.
So.
All right. Thank you, Kosi, for your contribution as well on that paper. We'll go on a break right now, and when we return, we'll take our last paper for the day, and we'll call it a day. Please stay tuned.
Hey there! Are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers, and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators, and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
Yes, still on the newspaper review. You are welcome back from that short break, and I'm taking you now straight to the Nigerian News Direct newspaper, where we have some more interesting headline. This one here on page 3 says, 10th NAS leadership. 10th NAS leadership. Bajabiamila Washe face off in open house plenary. 10th NAS leadership. Bajabiamila Washe face off in open house plenary. As interest coalition tears ninth assembly leaders apart. Okay, details of this headline is on page 3 of the Nigerian News Direct. Get a copy for yourself. And on page 22, this one says shareholders applaud Fidelity Bank for exceptional performance in 2022 FY. Shareholders applaud Fidelity Bank for exceptional performance in 2022 FY. That's on page 22. And on page 10, this one says consensus Senate presidency is against the resolve of Nigerian people. Consensus Senate presidency is against resolve of Nigerian people. That's on page 10 of the Nigerian News Direct. And on page 3, this one says alleged internet fraud. Alleged internet fraud. EFCC arrest 44 suspects in Benin City. Alleged internet fraud. EFCC arrest 44 suspects in Benin City. That's on page 3 of the Nigerian News Direct. And on page 2, this one says UBA Africa conversations. It is time to unlock Africa's growth potential. That's according to panelists. UBA Africa conversations. It is time to unlock Africa's growth potential, according to panelists on page 2 of the Nigerian News Direct. And then lastly here, this one says on page 2 again, CBN raises baseline lending rate to 18.5%. Again, CBN raises baseline lending rate to 18.5%. That's on page 2 of the Nigerian News Direct. Wobodokosi, please, before I call it today on the program for today, please talk to me about the news here on page 3. I want to get your thoughts. Alleged internet fraud, EFCC arrest 44 suspects in Benin City. What do you make of this headline?
In this headline, I think we should be centering on cybercrime.
Yeah.
You understand? Because cybercrime, we all know, has been rooted into our Nigerian system. It has been there, like, especially recently, it has been much of it because a lot of people are now going into it because of easy money. Easy money, they just want to get money and all that. But if you look at it, I'm not saying that I'm kind of trying to defend them, because cybercrime, just once you even step out from this Nigeria, as long as you're not within the shores of Nigeria, once you step out, once you say I'm a Nigerian, the first thing that comes to their mind is scammers.
Okay.
You understand? Not just this cybercrime has not given us a bad image in our own locality, but also international. You understand? And it has made a lot of genuine people, and even if they want to get job outside the country,
it becomes more difficult.
It becomes more difficult. You understand? Just imagine, okay, because I'm a web designer and a programmer. So and most of the time I work at home. Remotely from my house. You understand? You know, they have all this Fiverr, this Upwork. So once at times when you get a client, someone that maybe wants you to design a site for them, and the first thing that, once you say Nigeria, the first thing that comes to that person's mind is scammer. You're a scammer. You understand? And you see that it's kind of
becomes more difficult for you,
good people, for genuine people that are working, for them to bid for jobs. You understand? So I feel if the right system or the right things are being put in place in Nigeria, or if the citizens we are really taken care of, it will really amount to some people engaging themselves in this cyber crime. You understand? Because just imagine how can they get a car or 25 exotic cars from them? They collected 25 exotic cars. One of the cars Lexus 350, some 330.
Sorry for cutting you, Kosi. Do you really think it's yes, I understand that poverty can also lead to things like this, you know, when the citizens are not well taken care of, like you said. But what about better developed countries that, you know, they have a better system of government, that things really actually work, and they still have people who scam?
But they are not in high. They are not.
But
much.
they still have people.
They
who
still
scam.
have.
Okay.
But there's something called like.
So that tells us that it's not just about bad government.
It's not just about bad government.
It's also about the individuals in quotes.
Yeah,
and what they want.
I think I will agree with you on that. But still, just imagine once you finish, you graduate, then you did your NYSC, then you are out into the labor market. You're looking for a job. You've looked for a job because in Nigeria they will tell you before you get a well-lucrative job, you have to have connection. In Nigeria, it's all about who the connections, you know.
Yes.
You understand?
And it's quite unfortunate.
And it's quite unfortunate because a lot of poor
even if you know what you're doing, but just because you don't really know people in high places, it becomes difficult for you to...
And the pressure, your parents, because once you graduate, people will be like pressured. You know, your family are looking up to you. Even those times they are sending you money. Now it's your turn. You
have to sort yourself out.
Exactly. Even without telling you, once you call your father, Dad, I need money. I'm like, I'm done with you. I'm training the younger ones. You should
I'm done with you.
Exactly. You should go ahead, go and sort yourself out. God. And you see, especially on the part
all of
of
this
the
would
men,
actually lead to
what would
pressure. You know, to pressure the young ones.
Just imagine
making quick money.
A boy of 17 years. You see the guy driving high all these Lexus 350. Do you know how much it is? GLK 470. A boy of 17, 19, 20. And then you that just finished school, you that graduated with first class, and you will be the one to be going.
Own a car.
You don't even own
a bicycle.
You don't own yourself. So and then you see this guy, the guy of 17 years, driving all this car and all that. Living large. And you that is 24, 25, 26. You don't even have an apartment. You're still squatting with your parents. And you know the pressure, even without being told, the pressure. That's when guys will be like, please connect me now. Connect me now. You know that and parents should also be mindful of the movement
kind of words
and kind of friends, and also the kind of friends that their children go along with. You understand? Okay. Or keep, you understand? Or mingle with, because you will see a parent, your son came home with JLK 470. You are jumping, dancing.
Without asking questions.
Yes? Without asking him where did you get the money from? All this something.
Sorry to cut you, Kosi, but I think I can actually relate this to what I told a friend some time ago. I told him the issue that we're having in the society currently concerning corruption all started from the family, because the family, like we know, is the first unit of the society. And if we get it wrong from the first step, then there's every probability, there's every possibility that you continue to get it wrong in the future. If, as a parent, you send your child to school, you gave him just one pen and a pencil, and he comes back with an extra 2, and you fail to ask him, where did you get the extra 2 from? Then you are beginning to fail in your duties. And by the time this continues for a while, the child begins to see that, oh, okay, I think I'm permitted to do things like this.
Exactly.
He grows with that mentality of achieving.
Coming back with 1 pen too.
He comes back with a book now that doesn't belong to him. From book, he comes back with money. And before you know it, that child grows in and becomes a politician tomorrow and goes into government to lead the country. And then we begin to commit of corruption here. It started from the family, Kosi.
Exactly. I totally agree with you, because also parents should stop equalizing their kids to another.
Comparing, exactly.
Comparing. You'll be like,
you should learn to choose the
can't
kind
you
of words
see,
we
Can't you
say.
see Mama Okey's
Son.
He already has a car.
He's just 20 years old. And see what he has
mate,
achieved.
can you imagine? Those words you think it's just mere words, but those words are really sinking.
Exactly.
And kind of demoralizing the person and making the person adding more pressure. Okay.
Parents, please take note.
You see,
You learn to choose
people,
the words.
exactly,
Choose our words
people
carefully.
be like, they don't matter. It doesn't matter. Once you get money, forget about the means you got the money from. Just imagine the mentality. From young, they say we are the future generation. We are the leaders of tomorrow. But if this, and they said, there's one popular saying. They said, teach a child in a way that he should grow, and when he grows, he will never depart from it. You understand? Okay. So I feel parents out there, they should help to inculcate the right sense of belonging, and also the right sense of duty to their kids, and not pressuring them into going into all these bad stuff.
I think this also reminds me of a meme too I saw on the internet some time ago concerning a woman, trying to talk some sense into some people. She said that if she has children, she's going to make them understand that, look, yes, you're done with your university, but if things aren't going as planned for you in life, you can still come back home.
Can you imagine?
If you're having issues, challenges, don't forget you can come back. You can always come back home.
This also reminds me of something.
If you're having this and that challenges, you can come back home.
That's the main thing.
Always make the children believe that if they are having challenges, no matter the ups and the downs, they can always run back home to you. Run back home. Exactly. This removes a certain level of pressure and desperation in them to want to do or die.
There's the guy was saying that whenever he calls his father, once he demands money, the father will just cut the phone. I'm like, I have your younger ones. I'm done training you. Whatever you want to do. It's wrong. It's wrong. Quite alright. You've trained us. You've done everything, but for you to just cut them off just like that, even they're still kind of trying to get their foothold. You understand?
Yes.
So it's normal to encounter such challenges. Not just taking them, putting them in the world. Just hustle your way out. You understand?
I'm done with you. Go.
Go. That's wrong. That's wrong. And I think I totally learned something from this thing you just said.
Yes.
Because if every parents can be like that lady, I think the issue of all this corruption and depression and also all these crimes, cybercrime will reduce and be curtailed.
Kosi, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time with me today on the program. And I also appreciate your time as well, of your faithfulness to your screen, to you, my wonderful viewers. Thank you so much. Without you, this program won't be possible. Cyril Aloysius is my name, and I'm saying this is the end of the newspaper review for today. Thanks for watching. Please, if you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe and follow us on all our social media platforms. On YouTube, we are Tab TV on YouTube. Instagram, we are Tab TV_NG. On Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, we are Tab TV. Until we come your way again next time, do enjoy the rest of your day. It's a bye for now, and thanks for watching.